Hello there, this is Assassin Atheist Films on YouTube and Reddit, and this is the Millit Knives Torrent review. This particular knife is actually my second Torrent. The previous one that I had was a knife that I won through a raffle, and it was one with a Damasteel overlay, CTS 204P blade, Timascus pocket clip. It was pretty nice. I liked it. I liked the design. I liked the aesthetics of it. I found this on Instagram. If what I was told is, to be believed, it was originally sold in a lottery by Millit Knives. The retail price was $1,200. The second owner is the person that sold it to me. Thus, I am the third owner, and hopefully, third time's a charm. Maybe it'll find its permanent owner. But I got this knife after negotiating and settled on a price. Got it to me pretty quickly, and it comes in this nice little plastic box, which is kind of nice for a $1,200 knife. It's to be expected. Now the knife came in the box with of course the Millit Knives button, and of course a certificate authenticity, which will describe basically what it came with the knife. As you can tell, it's a 2018 Torrent, making it, I believe, a version 2. It is a one-of-one custom with a Damasteel rose blade, titanium frame lock with Timascus overlay, Timascus pocket clip, and Timascus backspacer. The screws are upgraded to titanium versus the normal steel. The bearings are also upgraded to ceramic versus steel bearings, which is what I find a lot of these seem to have. And let's go ahead and get this out of here and get on with the review. So the Millit Knives Torrent is a TJ Schwartz design. Obviously, you could tell there. But TJ Schwartz is a Instagram knife designer who, in my opinion, actually is a pretty badass little designer. He's also responsible for the, Koenig areas, as well as a few other knives like I don't know if it was the Praetor, that was a mass drop and Millit Knives collaboration. They also made that one, which is a budget access lock knife, access-like knife. But anyways, here's the knife. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece. Timascus overlay with purple, which is one of my favorite colors, if not my favorite color, depending on my mood. With blue, which again, one of my favorite colors actually, and a bit of copper tones on there. It's really a beautiful, beautiful piece. Let me try to get this close up. Now, do forgive me if the camera goes out of focus. I've had to do this review a few times now. The G7 Panasonic is not known for great autofocus. But it seems to be holding up so far with some proper light. The pocket clip is Timascus. The backspacer is also Timascus. Let me see if this thing will focus. It's trying. It is definitely trying. There you go. Oh wow, it's a lot better now that I've added that light. But here's the backspacer. As you guys can tell, it still has some blue, purple hues to it. They did a fantastic job, in my opinion. Solid purple on the titanium frame lock. Let's get this thing to focus again. Really beautiful piece. The blade is also just as beautiful, with a beautiful rose pattern. Oops, might help if I lock the blade. There we go. Let's see if we can get this thing to focus. There we go. Beautiful rose pattern, Damasteel. It's got a really nice contrast with the almost like polished silver flats and dark gray contrast. This knife has a lot of little intricacies, a lot of little details that make it really nice. For example, the little hole that is milled right there it is milled in two levels. The first level creates a small little ridge, which is shown there. And then the second one goes all the way through and creates those two little holes there, leaving a bridge to kind of like unite that divide. And it's a really nice aesthetic, which I really do appreciate. On the back, we have jimping that is done really, really well. This is what a lot of people should strive for jimping. They call this hard milled jimping. I don't know what that means, to be quite honest with you, but it works really well. They also have these little details like the scalloped edge on the top that runs along the spine, creating this tanto-like tip, which actually looks, quite dazzling in my opinion. This reinforces the tip area and provides a much sturdier tip, so you're not likely to snap this tip off as you are with some other knives like Paramilitary 2, which has a very fine point, great for slicing and cutting, but a little bit delicate. The knife is a frame lock with a steel insert. The steel insert has a decent feature. I haven't used it myself, but others have used it and commented that it works. And that's with a cam lock adjustable insert. So the two screws that are on the frame lock side are to hold the steel insert. But if you loosen these two screws, you don't remove them, you just loosen them. There is an additional screw which you could see protruding from there that when you turn it, it's a cam screw and it will adjust the lockup to give you a different lockup percentage. What this is supposed to do is to allow you to send this knife back in to Millit Knives for a reblade, which they do offer from time to time. They will offer on Instagram, hey, we have blades for Damasteel or for certain steels. If you want to take advantage of it, you can ship it in. They swap your blade out. I believe it's about $100 to $125, maybe less, maybe more, but contact Millit for that. And they'll replace that blade for you with an upgraded steel. The reason why I know that is when I had my previous Torrent, I contacted them about a Damasteel upgrade, and they said that they would have some in October, if not November, and to keep your eyes out on Instagram. There is a lot that is good about this knife, and there is some complaints about Millit Knives that I do have to share. This is my second Millit Knives. The first one that I had is a version 3. It's a newer version. And I feel like that one was missing the mark when it came to craftsmanship. While the CNC was excellent, the fit and finish was excellent, there was two particular places where it kind of failed, in my opinion, and required user adjustment to get it proper. The first thing was the pivot. The pivot was not drilled perfectly straight, so it kind of had an oblong shape. This caused issues if you did not adjust it properly, meaning you didn't adjust this side and that side, because it's a three-piece construction, barreled, and then the two screws. You would have a blade that would feel a little bit rougher than it should, the action, and it would not center well. I managed to figure out what was going on and managed to adjust it properly, so it had a better action and it was centered properly. I don't think a user should be doing that. I think you should be able to take apart the knife, put it back together, and not have to struggle with centering or anything like that. And I did have those issues with the version 3. Now, this one, it seems to be fine. I can take this knife apart, put it back together. Doesn't seem to really affect much because I believe the pivot was milled correctly. This one is perfectly round. The other one was not. Another thing that was on the other one is the overlay, which is the Damasteel overlay. On the other one, it was left rough around the edges. I cleaned it up a little bit using a polishing rag, a polishing cloth, and it helped out tremendously, but there's still some of the roughness there, and I guess just part of that particular knife. Now, I wish that they had maybe taken the time to craft a better pivot and maybe craft, a better scale. But other than those two factors, the other knife was also flawless. The bead blasted or stone washed blade was immaculate. The frame lock was immaculate. Everything about it was perfect, apart from those two issues. With this one, everything is perfect. The screws are perfect. Let me zoom out a little bit. The blade is perfect. The knife is perfect. Everything about it in terms of fit and finish was done really, really well. Lockup is tight. Centering is perfect. Action is absolutely smooth with the ceramic bearings. It's amazing. It's a huge difference in the action compared to the other one. This one flips much nicer. It's smoother. It's like glass, and it drops freely, but it drops freely with class, with finesse. It doesn't just slam shut like a Shirogorov or a Grimstone Norseman. It glides into closure, almost like it's saying, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and close myself now. Don't mind me. I'm a luxurious Rolls-Royce European car door that, you know, it soft closes. It's a really, really nice knife, very luxurious, very, very nice to fidget and to play with. I really like the design. I love all the intricate cutouts on the windows, the polished ramp, which, you know, adds to the smoothness of it. There's just a lot of intricacy with this particular knife. The pocket clip bears the similar design as the blade for the cutout. Let me get that to focus. There we go. But it mirrors that same cutout where it cuts out two holes, and it's got that bridge in the middle. Now, it doesn't have that second step or that ridge line, but hey, it still looks good. The only downside that I can think of, honestly, about this knife is one that I'm sure you've noticed. It's got a lot of screws, and I wish that some of them had been hidden, like the pocket clip screws could have been hidden underneath. Maybe this could have been one screw, and then maybe these could have been hidden underneath as well. If they had done that, this would be a knockout, you know, probably 10 out of 10 for me. But because of not, I have to rate it probably this particular implementation, because of the fit and finish, because of the design, because of the materials, I'd have to give this a pretty solid 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. But anyways, that's pretty much it. My light has gone out, and that's going to cause issues. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them down. And thank you so much for your time.